How do you close the gap between where you are and where you want to be? When it comes to procrastination, it's not just about like getting work done. You've got a test to revise for, you're putting it off. Oh, let me organize my files first. Let me just go over some old stuff first before I actually do the proper revision. Like, procrastination is more than just getting tasks done. It's also to do with like holding back on who you want to be. Like, you can have a version of yourself that you really want to become. Like, you really want to start a YouTube. You really want to like post certain things online. You really want to start like making your own clothes. You really want to do something, but you hold back. That's a form of procrastination. I feel like we've all been there when we're waiting for the perfect time to like wear that dress, change our style, dye our hair, change our makeup. Like, we're all waiting for the perfect time to change things so that people don't really notice. Like, I did this so much in school where basically anytime it was a half term or a Christmas break, I would be like, this is the perfect time. I'm going to change who I am. I'm going to come back a new version of myself. And I would literally count down until half term because I was like way too scared to change up my style or change who I was. Mid-term, mid-school, I was like, people are going to notice from Monday to Tuesday, like, what's happened, she's changed. I would wait until it was like summer, because it was 6 weeks of break, like 6 weeks for people to forget about who you were, and then you could show up as a new version of yourself. But if you think about it, why was I doing that? I was waiting for other people. I was basing my decisions off of other people noticing. But I remember that whole time I was terrified of what everyone in my class would say if I changed all of a sudden. Like, I'm not even joking. I literally had back in sixth form, I had my head down all the time. But I remember back then I was kind of like, I actually want to change. Like, I want to put it in a ponytail sometimes, or in a bun, or just like a half up, half down kind of thing. And that's just one example, but I'm sure we've all like held back and been too scared to change because we're scared of what other people will think. And I've done some like serious digging on this whole topic. Like, I've been thinking about this for such a long time. So I've made this graph, and basically it's got the x-axis and the y-axis, throwback to GCSE maths. Along the bottom, it's ability to be yourself. So you could be 10 out of 10. You can be yourself no matter where you are, who you're with, or what you're doing. Like, you can be who you are fully. Like, whatever thoughts and stuff come into your head, you can be them and just be them freely. That's 10 out of 10. And then there's 0, where like you care so much about what other people say. You're terrified to like do what you want to do. And this can be little things like you know the right answer in a lesson and you're too scared to put your hand up. Or it's like you want to put your hair up and change your hair, but you're too scared based on what other people will say because you've been doing it one way for too long. Someone's like getting on your nerves and you want to say something. You want to just speak up and stand up for yourself, but you're too scared because of what other people will say. Like, I feel like on this graph, it's so correlated to like how much you care about other people's opinions. And I feel like back then, when I was in school, I was a 3 on the bottom. The amount I cared about other people's opinions was so high. I'm quite glad I'm more along the bottom, and I'm more like maybe like a 7, 8. I'm definitely not a 10 yet. Like, I can't like do whatever I want whenever I want. But I feel like understanding this graph is really helpful because then it can help you kind of picture like, okay, I'm maybe a 5 out of 5 ability to be myself. Then it gives you some time to think about how you can progress further along and think about how can I care less about what other people think? Because it's not just negative things as well. Like, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm scared of what people will say. People will call me a weirdo. People will think I look strange. It could also be like you're fishing for compliments. Maybe you can't be yourself because you're wearing certain things, doing your makeup a certain way, doing your hair a certain way because you're wanting compliments. Like, that's still caring about what other people think, because yes, you're getting positive messages and positive comments on your Instagram or whatever, but can you be yourself, or are you hiding behind all of these like pretty and nice things just to make you look good? Because sometimes I think like it's not every influencer, but I'm sure there's influencers out there that they kind of like feel a little bit trapped. Like, imagine you have to wear makeup and have to have a nice outfit 24/7, and yes, you may be getting like hundreds of nice comments online and on Instagram and stuff, but like, you know, if you just show up one day like without makeup or in your pajamas, and maybe the comments stop, maybe they don't, like you can't really be yourself because you're kind of trapped in a way. With that being said, in terms of closing the gap, who you are and where you want to be, how do you like close that gap and bring yourself closer to it? What helped me was realizing that there's genuinely no perfect time. Like, I needed to stop waiting for half term or Christmas break, summer holiday to change who I was, because okay, yes, maybe it's easier to change because people have forgotten about you, they've forgotten about that version. You can show up as a new version of yourself. You don't want to rely on other people's opinions. Other people shouldn't dictate your life, because that's kind of what's happening when you're doing that. If you think about it, low-key, you've got the ideal version of yourself living in your head. Like, the person that you want to be lives in your mind, and sometimes you think about bringing them into the real world, but you're too scared because of opinions or what people will say. But really, that version of yourself deserves to be in the real world. As tough as it is to bring them out, it should be your mission to bring them out. That version of you doesn't really care about people's opinions. They don't care about Johnny and Barbara. Like, that version of myself didn't care about what people would say if I put my hair in a ponytail. Do you know what I mean? That version of myself didn't care about waiting till half term. They just wanted to be in the real world don't keep them trapped in your mind for too long. Any excuse that you're thinking of at the time, like, it's not the right time, it's not the right season, I just need to wait, like, I'll wait for the perfect time. That's all procrastination. Like, it's not just what you do when you're trying to like avoid studying and you watch Netflix instead of doing flashcards. Like, it can be avoiding like being the best version of yourself as well. Honestly, when I think back to like, how did I actually get to like posting on YouTube and posting on TikTok, like that's something that not a lot of people I think can do and not care about. Whereas now I literally just don't even care. Like I feel really lucky that I've gotten to this place where I just don't care and I can post what I feel like is helpful and helps me and stuff. Honestly, what helped me to get here and I know is going to help me to like get to other places is literally fake it till you make it. Don't wait for the confidence to do something. Like, for me, I keep going back to this, but don't wait for half term to change. Don't wait for the summer holiday to change. Like, you're thinking that, okay, by the end of the summer holidays, I'll have the confidence. But that might not be the case. Like, just fake the confidence and just pretend and do it. Act like you have all the confidence in the world to be who you want to be and do what you want to do. Because then that fake confidence, I promise you, for me, it transforms into real confidence. Like, the confidence I had back then when I posted my first YouTube videos, that was fake. But now it's real. Like, the confidence I have to film and post is genuinely real. Because if you think about it, say you were like 100 meters away from like an orange. Okay, you're 100 meters away, but can you tell if it's an orange or can you tell it's a grapefruit? Like, you can't really tell because you're 100 meters away. Similarly, confidence from a distance, you can't tell if it's real or fake. Well, what if people can tell that I'm faking it? What if people can tell that it's not genuine? Like, from a distance, people can't tell. Honestly, what I've realized from closing that gap from you to who you want to be, where you are now to where you want to go, there's no mountains that you need to climb. Like, don't make it out as if it's a huge journey and a massive thing that you need to achieve. It's really not. It's literally just a little bit of fake confidence and just like doing it. Like, sometimes I think when there's like, you've given yourself a thing, okay, I wanna be a bit different now. I wanna change up my style. I wanna be a different person. I wanna change my hair, whatever. It's always looks. I've just realized that. Like, why is it always appearance? But anyway, don't make it out as if it's a huge, like, oh, I have to wait until this time. I have to get the, do you know what I mean? Like, don't make it out as if it's a big thing. Like, it's a lot smaller than what you think. You're thinking the gap is like here to there, but it's actually like not that big a deal at all. Anyway, to finish off the video, I'll leave you with this last reminder. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. That version of yourself is living in your head, but don't keep them living in there forever. Give them the chance to live out in the real world. I'm sure you want them in the real world, that's why you're watching this video, but think about who could benefit if that version of yourself was living out in the real world. Like, it's not only you that benefits because you can be yourself, but so many other people as well around you. You never know who you're going to inspire by just being who you want to be, wearing what you want to wear. So many other people will benefit as well, so keep that in mind.